am cranky. Um, I'm not like seething, raging, furiously mad, but I'm just really over having morbid obesity and diabetes and weight loss related documentaries on TV or special reports, or like there was a science program last night with all these experts who are skinny people who are telling fat people what to do and dictating to them. It just reminds me of the bad old colonial days where the British would tell the Indigenous people of Australia what to do without even having a dialogue with them and asking them how they could help the colonialists or how they needed support in the areas that they needed support. Like in any other area and dialogue that we have in this country, we never get an expert who has no lived experience dictating to a whole group of people who have the lived experience and who are paying the cost of the policies to be silenced or to be excluded from the debate. You know, there's just recently been an outcry because the Prime Minister made Tony Abbott the envoy to Indigenous people. And like, I believe that Tony Abbott should have a voice in what happens to Indigenous people in this country. But should he be the only voice? No. Should he be the prime voice? Well, that's a matter for debate. But should his voice exclude all Indigenous voices? No way. If anyone suggested that, there would be an absolute outcry. It's the same if we, had a debate about marriage equality and we said only people who aren't gay or lesbian or transgender or bisexual can vote on that. It would be unthinkable to propose that as an idea in Australia. And yet, when it comes to obesity, everyone's like, oh no, let the skinny people talk about it and tell the fat people what to do. And I guess the rationale is, well, skinny people are skinny, they must know all about skinny. And so we should all be listening to them. And we don't need to hear from fat people. Fat people can't offer anything to the debate. But that's like saying, if I wanted to go to America and I rang up someone in America, an American, and said, hey, how do I get to America? They would go, I don't know, was just born here. I woke up this morning and I was here. I've been here every day. It's easy for me. I'm just here. um, they wouldn't know how to get from where I live to America. They don't even know where I live. They know nothing about how I live or the options available to me to get to America. And it's the same with obesity. We need to start listening to people who are obese and start working with people who are obese and saying, hey, not this is what you need to be or this is what you need to do, but what are you struggling with? What sort of things are you experimenting with? What sort of happened from birth, from childhood? Was there ever a time where you were on track, or has this been a lifelong struggle? Is there something that is working right for you? Is there an area where you're making progress? Otherwise, if we don't do that, then things are gonna get a lot worse. They're already at 2 billion people on the planet who are overweight or obese. We already have 2 million people in Australia who are pre-diabetic. And those figures are just going to keep climbing and climbing and climbing unless we actually have some fat voices. Let fat people into the conversation at least. So anyway, I'm just having a rant because I'm cranky about seeing skinny people all the time talking to fat people as if they're the experts when they have no idea what it's like to live as an obese person. If you agree or disagree, leave a comment. Thanks. Oh, can't even turn it off now. I'm no expert.